The Vedic philosophy, as presented by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, is scholarly and scientific. In the 1960s, Srila Prabhupada brought Bhakti Yoga from the East to the West. He established educational centers around the world, both in cities and in rural areas. People who have deep questions about life can find answers in the Vedic teachings.
We moved here in the spring of 1976. So we spent several months preparing the property, cleaning it up, creating housing facilities for the men and the women.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More.
Some of the main aspects of this project are, well, of course, we have a temple with 3 sets of deities. We have 12 acres of beautiful land. The temple is close to the city, close to downtown DC, but also out in the suburbs, so we get a good blend of, city life and country life, especially because the area we live in is really quite beautiful. So we have our daily program, and then we do a lot of outreach from the temple. We have the big Sunday open house. We have various seminars and great speakers. We have a small school, Sunday school. We have a garden, grow a lot of flowers and fruits and some veggies.
Potomac Temple doesn't have a large population, but it has a small group of wonderful devotees here. It's situated in a very exclusive neighborhood. The devotees could not buy this property now. It is like a park here, a very beautiful atmosphere, very conducive for spiritual life. The early mornings here are wonderful with the birds chirping. There's so many wonderful things about the Potomac Temple, but the thing that makes the temple, of course, is the devotees.
It is a nice community. The devotees at the temple are a fairly small group, but they're dedicated, mainly made up of families and a few devotees in the ashram. The wider community, the congregation, has a lot of projects happening, interdependent relationship with the temple. And I also formed loving relationships with devotees here and felt a mood of family. That's important to me.
People bring life and happiness and goodness to a space, whether it's a beautiful opulent space or a very simple space. It's what brings it to life. As we try to create a team spirit to make sure that everybody is engaged and has services according to their propensity and their talents and their interest. The goal is to make a space that's really a welcoming, open space that's very beautiful and well maintained, and where people can come and find shelter and find inspiration, upliftment from everyday life. For devotees living on property particularly, it's really important that we actually live the philosophy of Bhakti Yoga.
Another thing which inspires me that I have the opportunity to use my creativity in service. I do artwork, I make jewelry. All that engages my creativity, and then I do other things like cooking, which is a great outlet for creativity for me.
Our way of worshiping God is through our deity worship on the altar. Every tradition has a different way they worship God, often through an icon, a cross, or a holy book, but there's always a focus of worship that symbolizes God.
Yeah.
So in our tradition, our deities are the central point of our worship. They are made in the image of the descriptions of Krishna.
Yes.
So we cook, we sew, we make flower vases and garlands, thinking of God while we're doing those things, and we offer them to the Lord.
I met the devotees in my country, which is Argentina. That was in '82. And when I came here, I saw cows, I saw countryside, I saw lakes, I saw devotees working the land, I saw devotees following, the religious principles, and it was a big inspiration for me. My main role is to run the lodge. We have a lodge here with a capacity for 392 people.
Okay.
And we have 60 rooms, and we have 11 cabins plus one apartment suite. So I'm overseeing all that operation.
The Yogashala is the latest edition of the New Vrindavan. It is the intention that we use this facility for retreats, for conventions, for lectures, for yoga of course. And it will help us to establish New Vrindavan more and more as a place for retreats. And events we can actually organize at this Yogashala will help us to attract many more people to New Vrindavan and show them, of course, our wonderful nature. At the same time, give them some understandings about our scriptures, the meaning of life, and what are we doing here day in, day out.
New Vrindavan is very dear to Srila Prabhupada, and what we're trying to offer now on behalf of Srila Prabhupada is an alternative lifestyle to what people are doing now in cities and all around the world. We had a strong spiritual program which starts at 5 o'clock in the morning and goes up to 9 o'clock in the evening. People, when come to New Vrindavan, they see that they connected to God, and they see that they can advance in spiritual life.
Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi.
We've got lots of different outreach programs. We have so many devotees living around the temple in various parts of DC and Maryland and Virginia. So we do big college programs. We have a yoga club in about 5 or 6 of the major colleges. We do a lot of fairs and festivals where we have books. We like to give people information about how to make their lives better through the practice of bhakti yoga.
I am and always have been very attracted to Srila Prabhupada's books. And Srila Prabhupada's books are very wonderful. I like to read Prabhupada's books. I like to study Prabhupada's books. I like to memorize the Sanskrit verses, utilize the philosophy, and utilize the knowledge that's in those verses to explain to others. So that was the one thing. And immediately upon reading Prabhupada's books, I was hooked.
We have nice kirtan programs in yoga studios. We have a few devotees who teach Gita in the yoga studios. So we have quite a variety. We also do some free food distribution to homeless shelters. We also connect, we kind of have our sister temple, Gita Nagari. That's the farm, which is 2.5 hours away. And there we get our ahimsa milk. They're producing milk from cows that are not sent to slaughter. We also have this wonderful smaller center called the Institute for Applied Spiritual Technology, and do lots of nice programs over there.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
How would you compare your life before and after starting practicing Bhakti Yoga?
Well, there's practically no comparison. There was a lot of stress within my family, and my childhood was very confused. When I first saw the devotees, they were doing the street chanting, and I was so self-conscious, and I saw people totally unself-conscious, and they just seemed to be so happy. Instantly I said, that's what I want to be. And then my life gradually evolved. So it's like night and day. I felt like I was aimless, and then I felt like I was given a wonderful opportunity.
Many things inspire me. Philosophy kind of satisfies my head. The chanting, I find, satisfies the heart. And then I just find the underlying purpose, the sense of welfare. You're actually giving people knowledge that can really help them help themselves in terms of dealing with life and dealing with the big questions like death and suffering.
I feel incredibly fortunate and blessed to have seen the transplantation from India to the West for 45 years, to have witnessed it from the embryonic moments, to be part of the founding generation. I feel incredibly fortunate. It's a priceless experience to think that something that I was doing that would have been a fad and then move on to something else. I'm still here.
I first met Srila Prabhupada in 1975. He came to Philadelphia for the Rath Yatra festival, and I was there at the temple. And so when Srila Prabhupada came out of the car, I was there to greet him and bring him up the stairs and into the temple. I met Srila Prabhupada really in his books. As I read Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, I began to hear Srila Prabhupada. And that's why I feel I really met him.
You have been running Govindas in Philadelphia for many years. How did it all start?
For me, it started in 1985, and I was asked to come downtown to do a preaching center above the restaurant. And so I did, and after some time I began to do service there, and eventually I was to take over the restaurant. After doing that, I decided that we needed to come up with different ways to increase our distribution and have different ideas of how to reach different people. So we did a buffet, full service dining.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Philly's famous for the chicken cheesesteak. So I said, I'll come up with a sandwich. And we began to make the chicken cheesesteak. Of course, it's vegetarian. They come because it's palatable.
Yes.
And later, they come because there's so many benefits to eating. You become healthier. We also can protect the animals by doing this. So many of our customers are university students, and they have a strong interest in Bhakti Yoga. As you know, there's been a resurgence in the whole yoga community. Over the years, we've just begun to train so many people. On Tuesdays, we teach Bhagavad-gita. We start with a japa meditation, that's chanting on beads. Then we have kirtan, that's with instruments. We do the different mantra meditation. And after that, we have an hour of Gita, Bhagavad-gita discussion. And we also do spiritual foodstuffs. We give out spiritual foodstuffs at the end of that program. We find that people want to hear from us. They want to know what we're doing. They ask us all these different questions about Bhakti Yoga. And so this center here is a center for training.
What inspires you to be with the Hare Krishna devotees?
Oh, that's a good one. The devotees bring the philosophy of Krishna consciousness alive. I honestly believe that there's no better people than the Hare Krishna devotees. And I don't say that just because I'm trying to be a Hare Krishna devotee. I say that because as you look closely, these are people that will always help you. Even if you're disagreeing for some reason, they help you because the devotees always try to bring you closer and closer to the goal of life, to know, love, and serve Krishna.
The reason that I came to New Vrindaban is because I'm originally born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is only 90 minutes away from New Vrindaban. And they have opportunity for work and service in Govinda's restaurant. And also I can do some vegan vegetarian baking.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
New Vrindaban's Govinda's restaurant is very successful. There are lots of visitors that come, day visitors. Anyone that's coming to stay overnight in the lodgings, always come visit us at Govinda's. We have hot masala chai starting in the morning. We always have a wonderful lunch and dinner menu, and we have our buffets.
What kind of phases has the community gone through?
Well, we came in 1983, and things were in their heydays. There were 800 devotees here. This lake out here was just being built. This building here had just opened. There was all kinds of things going on. We were laying the brick roads. We were part of the outside community. We had very good PR and such. And then as things progressed in time, things changed naturally. A lot of devotees moved off the property into different areas because they started raising children, needing jobs and homes. And then there was a point where we didn't have hardly any money to keep going, which was years later. Tourism wasn't booming like it is now. And then things went up again. We got good management. We got a new fundraising team here. Now it's back to being glorious and active, very active. We have festivals all summer.
Which festivals have you been celebrating recently?
Just recently we had Balaram's appearance day and of course Krishna's birthday. But we had also the Labor Day weekend, which is a very big weekend for us in Vrindaban. So many visitors are coming to visit us. But we have another very special one in Vrindaban. It's the Swan Boat Festival. We start mid-June until mid-September. Every Saturday night we bring Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra to the Swan Boat. And the boat is coming along and giving darshan to our pilgrims. They are singing the holy name, standing on the ghat and highly appreciating that in this very special atmosphere at night they can have darshan of the Lord. And of course at the end we have some fireworks which ends actually our nice festival every Saturday night.
We have so many visitors. Every summer we get a lot of families visiting, a lot of people who are interested in cows, and we are able to give them a chance to milk a cow. We have very gentle cows. It's really creating the mood of Vrindavan. You know, Prabhupada wanted New Vrindavan to be a holy dham in the West, and this is a chance for people to know what Vrindavan is about, Krishna and his cows, and give them a nice place to live and care and so much affection that cows always reciprocate. this is something that's really important, is, not only to take care of the mother, but the bull is the father. So giving the oxen a chance to grow up with training them how to pull, plow, was something that Prabhupada wanted. Was simple living means working the oxen, make sure that the oxen have a life full of human interaction and training, and they get to also serve Krishna.
What steps have you taken already towards self-sufficiency?
Well, we've been here a long time and had a lot of different gardens. The big garden up above the cabins is very productive. We have all kinds of fresh vegetables. A lot of the vegetables we use in the summertime are fresh, they're organic. We have our organic milk.
We can see improvement in Vrindavan on different levels. On the spiritual level, on the devotee level, we are currently in a phase where we are working on different challenges in relationships. On the material level, we have been investing $6 million over the last 7 years to improve our facilities. And we receive many positive feedbacks from our pilgrims that they highly appreciate the infrastructure we can offer them, and they feel really pleased with the comfort that they need, that they can really focus on Lord Shri Krishna.